welcome back to GT7. This is SLYRED, and today we are going to be tuning the Lamborghini Aventador LP750-4, the SB 2015. This car. I love this car. It's one of my favorite cars on the whole planet, and I would love to have an Aventador Liberty Walk car. I would love to have one. I think it's a beautiful car. But in this game, this car was a pain in the butt to get the suspension right. I think it's because it's so big and heavy. It's not lacking in power, though. It's got 1,016 horsepower, and it's 2,928 pounds. I mean, it's below 3,000 pounds, and like I said, anything under 3,000 is a light car. And I suppose for as big as this thing is, that is light. But I had a hard time tuning this car. It's fast, really fast, but it kept wanting to run into the walls, run off the track, go into the grass. And you think lower and wider should make the car handle better. I don't know. I had problems with it. I had to mess with the diff. I had to mess with the suspension. I had to mess with the ballast. I had to mess with all kinds of stuff and add weight to it to get it to handle better. But I did get it tuned in, and it took me about an hour to get this car to handle right, but I think you're going to like it. Let's go look at the parts. We bought the titanium connecting rods and pistons. We bought the weight reduction stage 1 through 5, and we bought the carbon propeller shaft. And lately we haven't been getting that on a lot of cars, but we got it on this one. We have the bore up kit, power restrictor, and the ballast, fully customized computer, the racing crankshaft. We weren't able to buy no supercharger or no turbocharger, so we're getting 1,016 horsepower naturally aspirated, and that's real good. But it's got to be 12, so we bought the fully customized LSD. Again, we missed the body rigidity. I don't know, we keep missing that. Polished ports, engine balancing tune, the stroke up, racing air filter, racing muffler, racing exhaust manifold, racing brake pads, racing slotted disc brakes, torque vectoring center differential. We usually can't buy that, so that's pretty good. Racing clutch and flywheel, fully customized suspension, brake balance controller, active LSD controller. Usually we can't buy the racing one. That's pretty amazing too. And the fully customized racing transmission. And we're tuning for racing hard. Bought rain tires just in case it rains. Let's go look at the tune. Okay, we are tuning the Lamborghini Aventador LP750-4 SB, the 2015. It is four-wheel drive. The engine model is L539 Aventador SB. We're tuning for 800 pp, and we got it down to 780.60, so that's really good. The horsepower is 1016, which is way less than that Wyra. It wasn't at the beginning, but after I added stuff to it, it was. The maximum torque is 595.0. The Pagani's got way more torque. It's got over 900. And this car is heavier than the Pagani too, 2,928 pounds. We're using racing hard, not medium. Well, I think we went to medium because it gripped better. So racing medium. Fully customized suspension. The body height adjustment is 95 in the front and 95 in the rear. Anti-roll bar is 9 in the front, 8 in the rear. Damping ratio compression is 35 and 35 front and rear. Damping ratio expansion, 45 in the front, 45 in the rear. Natural frequency, 3.42 in the front and 3.42 in the rear. The negative camber angle is 2.5 in the front and 2.0 in the rear. The toe angle is 0.03 out in the front and 0.15 in the rear. And we have the fully customized differential, and make sure you get these numbers right. It makes this car handle so much better. For the initial torque, I got 10 in the front, 12 in the rear. Acceleration sensitivity, I got 10 in the front, 12 in the rear. And the braking sensitivity, I got it 50 and 50, front and rear. The downforce, I don't think we were able to change anything on that, so can't do nothing with it. The ECU output adjustment is at 100%. We didn't take nothing out of that. The ballast, we added 200 pounds and went 50 to the front, negative 50, to get this car to handle better. Power restrictor, we didn't take nothing out of that. Got fully customized racing transmission. The top speed is set to 400. I changed every gear. Make sure that your numbers match my numbers. I tune from the bottom up. So final gear, 7th gear, 6th gear, 5th gear, and so on. If you need a closer look, pause the video. And we weren't able to use the supercharger or turbocharger, but we had racing air filter, racing muffler, racing exhaust manifold, racing brake pads, a racing slotted disc brake, and I've got the brakes set to 3 on this one to the rear. We have the racing clutch and flywheel and the carbon propeller shaft. Make sure your parts match my parts. You need a closer look at the suspension and the differential. Pause the video. And that's that tune. I wasn't happy with this car, especially when it's one of my favorite cars in the whole world. I did finally get it to settle down and handle. It took me about an hour to tune this car because I had to keep coming back and messing with the suspension and messing with the differential and adding weight to it and changing the ballast position. This car was a pain in the butt, but I did get it finally dialed in so you guys can have a good tune and you don't have to mess with all that stuff. If you have any questions about the tune or the setup, write them in the comments down below. If it helped you out, please make a comment down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps the channel, and I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. If you'd like to see any certain car, street car, race car, LM car, F1 car, engine swap car, write it in the comments down below and I'll make a tune for you. Doesn't matter how good or bad I think it is. If you want to see it, I'll make a tune for it. If I already have a tune for it, I will give you a link to where it's at and you can see it. But on that note, let's go watch a couple of laps at Dragon's Trail with this car. I think you're going to like it now that I got it dialed in. But even watching this video, I think you'll be able to tell that this car, it's big and you can't take your eye off the wheel at any time. Kind of struggle and fight this car. But anyway, thanks for watching my video. Everyone, have a great day.